Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, everyone joining from different parts of the globe. Omega Pyramid Dallas, PSSM Corporate, and Pyramid Valley International welcome you all to day 221 of Stillness Beat, your daily dose of meditation and wisdom. So, friends, let's begin, as always, the session with meditation. I invite Master Ivan to guide us into meditation. Good morning, Ivan.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much. I would like us to begin, like usual, with one hand on our hearts. And we take 3 deep inhales, feeling ourselves in the chest and long, soft exhale. Again, deep inhale. Keep it a little bit. Oh, it's just preparing the nervous system. One more inhale. Oh, you completely relax, you completely withdraw into the center of your chest. You can feel your face relaxing. You feel your jaw, your lips become soft. Your shoulders drop down. Any burden you might be keeping in the shoulders, you exhale it. You let your hands rest on your legs with fingers clasped. Any burden from the shoulders, you can feel it flowing down the arms, down the legs, into the ground. You can feel your back relax, your chest and your belly. Your sit bones, your hips. You can feel the chair or the surface under your back, under your bottom. You are fully aware of your legs and your feet. Your feet are crossed, and you feel the surface or the floor under your feet, under your legs. You are fully aware of your relaxed body. You are aware of the chair or the surface under your body, of the floor. You are aware of my voice or some other sounds. Through your closed eyes, you're aware of some light. You are aware of the breath flowing in and out of your body freely, naturally. You can notice the movement of your abdomen with every breath, and you do not control anything. It's all happening by itself. Can you believe it? It does not require your effort, and it still happens. The breath happens. The heartbeats happen. The digestion happens. Potentially, thoughts cross the awareness. They happen all without you or your effort or your doing. That must be very unsettling for the person and the ego who is so convinced that everything depends on his contribution, his actions, his struggle and effort. And yet, almost nothing does. So, my friends, being aware that everything exists as it is and lives by itself without you doing anything. You just be, be aware and enjoy the breath flowing, and you becoming more and more aware of who you really are beyond what you thought you are. Let yourself marinate in the fact that you can let go of worrying, of thinking, because you are not required for any of that to be. and see what appears when you no longer need to control the outcomes, the breath, the thoughts, circumstances. When you finally exhale to rest, what surges up? Maybe you will understand the true meaning of Satchitananda, the true bliss of consciousness. Or better yet, true conscious bliss. If you catch your awareness wandering around, remember, all of it can be without you. So focus on what matters. Let the breath anchor you in the moment. Because breath can only be now, not in the past, nor in the future. You cannot take the breaths now for tomorrow. You can only take one breath per moment. Be with the breath means be now. Now, here, now, here. 3 more minutes, my friends. With every next breath, start becoming aware of the body. Notice how you're inhaling from the toes up to the head, becoming aware of every part of the body between the toes and the legs and the head. And with every exhale, following the breath from the head to the toes. With deeper breaths, you can move your toes and your ankles. You can move the fingers on your hands and your wrists. With next inhales, you can stretch your arms. And let us put the center of the palms over the eyes for a few moments. Feel the dark space. Your eyes are resting. And with deep breaths, you can slowly open the eyes and become aware of the space around.
Thank you, Ivan, for that wonderful meditation. It was very beautiful. Thank you so much. So, friends, I hope you all had a wonderful meditation. So, as you all know, today is the Sunday masterclass, and we all know Ivan. He has been on this stillness beat for a very long time. And today, before I hand over to Ivan, small little intro of Ivan Bava. He's a meditation teacher and healer, and he's a founder of Omni Academy and School of Awareness. So today, Ivan will be taking us through the topic power of subconscious. Subconscious. So Ivan, over to you. I mean, you can You can tell us about the, start with the topic, and we can, at the end, we can have questions. Is that okay?
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, yes, we generally work a lot with whatever is in our conscious mind. In my work with people, I have seen that there is a lot of focus on what we are aware of, what passes through the mind. And there is a lot of work being done there. In the New Age movement, there is a lot of talk about affirmations and visualizations and intentionally or consciously creating our life or moving the circumstances of life. However, if we do not understand the underlying field of which on a waking state we are usually not aware of, then even such things as affirmations or visualizations become a struggle, or they do not have the effects we desire. Often do I hear someone affirming things or visualizing or writing, and then at the end of the day asking themselves, why is this not working for me? And what they don't know is that in the moment of asking that question, they have actually nullified the entire effort that they have made until that moment, precisely because of the subconscious. In psychology, they teach that subconscious takes like 80% of the psyche, of the mind. I can't confirm if that is true or not. I believe that we as an unlimited being have so much more that we are unaware of than 80%. So when we combine the subconscious and the superconscious, we are talking about 99.9999% of what we are unaware of. And those parts of us that we are unaware of, they do not operate on the level of affirmations or verbal confirmations of anything, on visualizing. They operate on the belief and on questions. And soon it might become obvious why someone like Ramana Maharshi would invite people to ask the ultimate question of who am I? You will see that the subconscious becomes reachable or seen, and it becomes operable for our human life through questions, but not any sort of questions. not through a question, what am I going to have for lunch? But specifically, why and how come? You see, when you ask why, or when you ask how come, you are admitting that at this waking level, waking state level, you do not know. So if you imagine your mind being like a glass or a cup, when you say why or how come, you are removing the content of the glass away, realizing that whatever you're keeping in your mind is, forgive me, bullshit or untruth or confusion or something that you have been taught to believe. And you're actually using the power of your intellect to question and to admit that you don't know, which for the ego is the greatest like drama or catastrophe, for the ego to admit that it doesn't know, because its whole life is based on wanting to know or needing to know or having to know, because not knowing equals punishment. When you do not know, you do not get good grades in the school. When you do not know, you get punished by the teachers, by the parents. When you do not know, you do not progress in the school, you do not go to a better university, you don't get a better job, you don't get a better promotions. This is the belief that not knowing is bad. So the mind always wants to believe it knows. And it will grab something and then it will hold to it and it will, it will immediately reply, yes, I know. Maybe you will hear yourself. Maybe you will now remember other people in your life. When you tell them something, they will immediately say, yes, I know. Oh, I know that. Oh, yeah, yeah, I know that. They don't even listen to the end what you're saying. So this, I know, is actually hurting you. You should be like Mark Twain, who famously, in one moment, Mark Twain said, I was relieved that I could answer immediately. I said I didn't know. So it is so relieving, so liberating, so beautiful when somebody says something and you say, oh, I don't know. Somebody says, what do you know about meditation? You should probably say, not much. I wish I knew more. Because if you really admit that you don't know much, that you are really like a beginner, ignorant, you will open yourself to the knowledge. Because when you finally remove the content of the glass of your mind, it is finally empty. And when it is empty, it can be filled with something. So it should start with admitting that you do not know. And when you don't know, then you ask questions. And when you ask questions, you open the subconscious and you open the field of all the possibilities. That is the Kurukshetra. You see, I will repeat again, and I say this often. Krishna did not give teachings to Arjuna on a huge field just because they didn't have another setting. He was an avatar. He could have given his teachings anywhere, in a palace on a mountaintop next to a lake, but no, he chose to give it in the middle of a field because everything that an avatar does is a message. So you need to understand the context. He is teaching him in the center of the field, saying, it is the field. Everything is, you are in the field. Of course, it is not a physical field, it is an energy field, it is something that is called the field of all possibilities, the omnipotence. It is the field of all presence and the field of all knowing. That is God. God is all that can be known, all that is present, and all that is possible together. So, what is possible? All is possible. What is present? All is present. And what is to be known? All is to be known. So, for you to know everything, you first need to admit that you do not know, that what you know is nothing. It's so little that we could really say it's nothing. The way I can speak in front of you is because I know nothing. And that's the beauty of it. The reason I can smile is exactly because I don't tell myself I know something. I'm very happy not to know. And when I don't know, suddenly I know. Suddenly there is knowing happening. Not that I know, there is knowing happening. There was not anything known about what is going to be said now before it was said. When I was asked to give a session on the power of subconscious, there was not knowledge, conscious, this is what will be said. I don't know what will be said in the present moment from the field of all possibilities and all knowing. And just because I don't know, it can be said. But if I had a preconceived idea of what needs to be taught to you, then it would be dry. It would lose the spark. It would lose the truth. And it would become a belief, and beliefs are dangerous. Because if they're good, they can take you very far. If they're bad, they will take you very far in the wrong direction. So, and beliefs can be so strong that they can convince your subconscious to create the circumstances that will keep confirming what you believe. So, even though the world might be neutral, the subconscious is so powerful that it will change the circumstances in the world to adjust them to what it believes. So, one good thing for everyone would be to list some sort of beliefs they hold about anything, about love, money, spirituality, meditation, enlightenment, government, politics, the world, what is just, what is not just, what is right, what is wrong. You will see that most of that doesn't hold truth, that you cannot find proof that is universal, because it might be true in one place but not true in another. Just like we could say we experience sunrise and sunset, but the sun never sets. It is always shining. So it depends on your perspective, on your point of view, on where you are present. So if you are looking for ultimate truth, you will see that the ultimate truth does not depend on the point of view, because on the point of view, you will only have limited truth. If you are present in India, maybe 6 p.m. will be sunset. But at the same time, someone in Europe will still have full sun shining. And if you call them and you say, oh, the sun is setting, they will say, no, it's not. So for you will be true, but for them it will not. So ask yourself, what things I believe to be true are actually relative, and which ones would be actually absolute. So the absolute truth is that the sun always shines. The relative truth would be that it is there for 12 hours of the day, and then for the 12 hours it is not there. But if you remain there, you will live in a lie, like a caveman. So rising the consciousness is like becoming an astronaut. When the astronauts go with a rocket into the atmosphere, they actually see that the sun is always there, that it never sets. So it liberates you from the lie. Rising of the consciousness will always include a greater truth than what you thought until that moment. So to start liberating your subconscious, it would be very good if you would examine what beliefs you hold. Some beliefs can be very useful, like a belief, I am God. Very useful. Don't abandon that one, for example. But if you leave it at the level of the person, you will struggle. Because eventually you will start to feel that you are a failure. Because the person can never self-realize. Person is an imaginary being in the dream. It will never wake up. Just like the characters when you're dreaming, when you're in the night sleeping, and there are dreams, those people that you dream will never wake up. You will wake up, but not them. The moment you wake up, they will disappear. Their death is certain. The moment you wake up, they're gone. So the moment you as consciousness wake up, the person is gone. Whatever the name, Joy or Ashok or Susanna or Sharda, gone. Nothing to hold to. Gone. So you see, if a person starts to believe, I am God, you are in trouble. Because they will struggle, they will try to enlighten themselves. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. I've gone through that. That's why I'm laughing. It is entertaining at the end to see it trying and struggling and failing. And eventually it will say, I can't be God, you know? You need to raise that belief to a higher level. Just like the astronaut, you have to go higher, where it is true, because at this level, it is not. Um, so how do we activate the subconscious to actually give us the truth and not just the beliefs we have been taught and are so deep that we don't even maybe know they're there. There can be a belief that you're not worthy of love. you are not aware of it. You have no clue that you believe that. Well, you can observe your life, because the what happens in the body and what happens in your relationships and what happens in your job, what happens on your bank account, is a reflection of what is covered in your subconscious. So if you're struggling with financial abundance, there is a root why that is happening, in spite of all your meditation and affirmation and visualization efforts. There is something deep that is so strong, it can move mountains, and it is preventing that abundance from being lived, because it will sabotage it. No matter how hard you try, or suddenly you are well off and then there is a loss. It is there in the energy, in the basic vibration that was integrated. God knows. It doesn't have to be in this life. Maybe it was carried in a permanent memory of the being. Maybe it was imposed by society or events in the childhood of this life. And the way to reprogram them is not through conscious effort of affirming differently. Because you see, when you are wanting to forcefully impose something that is opposite of a deep belief, you will fail, because it will let you a little bit succeed, or you will be like, oh, great, I'm doing well, look at me. And then it will cut your legs in a most unexpected moment. And then it will use your own weakness to convince you that you're a failure, and you will not try again. So when you are forcefully wanting to affirm and visualize, but you have not dealt with these inner energies, you're actually losing. And you would be surprised how easy it is to work with the inner world when you understand this, what you're doing in spirituality, in meditation, which is resting, not fighting, which is being present in the field, which is knowing that your presence with something is much more powerful than any struggle or fight you can give. Because presence is consciousness, is spirit. It is the manifesting force of the universe. It is the essence of the universe. It is what makes it. So when you're present, everything heals. When you're present, when you don't run away, when you are ready to see it, your seeing changes it. Because there is something that the spirit always has, which is compassion. It never judges. It feels. It loves. It accepts. And by seeing something, it knows it is the parent and it will embrace it. The spirit knows it is the parent of everything. The world is the child. The consciousness, the spirit, is the God creator, mother, divine father. So they will embrace the child. The divine will embrace what it has created. And in this embrace, the child will relax, will melt, will heal. And one of the key tools for working with this inner world is wonder. To be in a state of wondering. You see, wondering is completely devoid of needing to know. So I hope now you will be able to connect why I have given all this huge introduction. The need of the ego to know kills wondering. So your life becomes dry. You lose the joy of simply like being Alice in the Wonderland. Like, okay, wondering, why is this like this? I wonder why. I wonder how. I wonder what. If you nurture these things, the subconscious will be like on a plate served to you. Whenever you see some struggle, whenever you see something coming out of you that you can't explain logically, you should start wondering. Because in the wonder, you will access the power. So how do I do it? How do I wonder? Well, I do not wonder negatively. And I think soon you will realize how powerful is your wondering because it becomes true. When you say, why do I never get a promotion and these other people do? They always get a promotion. Why do I never get this? Why do they never give me the sweet and they give it to my cousin? That is wondering. You're wondering why. And when you're wondering, it becomes true. Or it confirms it is true. And as you confirm it through the wondering, you would need to do 1 million of positive affirmations and visualizations to deny one moment of pure wonder. Because wonder is wonderful. Okay? Wonder is miraculous. It is what causes miracles to happen. Wonder opens the field of all possibilities because when you wonder, everything is possible. When you know, only what you know is possible. So, wondering is actually the easy way to open up the subconscious and to bring out of it only what is powerful and what is constructive and what serves you. Because I assure you, you do wonder. but, but as I said, when you wonder, it's to deny yourself the power. Why do I always feel like, why can I not understand this? And when you say that, the universe is like, I don't know why, but if you're asking why, it must be true. And why is it? Because when you ask, why is this like this? It's not a question. You are wondering why that is true. You are so sure it is true, and you don't know why, so you're asking, why is this true? Why is it sunny outside today? I'm looking through my window. Why is it sunny? You have no clue where I am in this moment. But all of you have assumed that it is sunny if I look through my window, right? You have assumed. I didn't say it's sunny. I was asking, why is it sunny? And you assumed it is sunny. Because in that question is hidden a belief or a fact that it is. So the question hides the truth. However, when you ask it through the question, you are wondering, and when you are wondering, you're accessing the subconscious. When you're wondering, you're accessing the field that Krishna was explaining to Arjuna. I would suggest if you have access to, and probably you do, there is a movie with Matt Damon and Will Smith. It's called The Legend of Beggar Vance. It's about a golf player who has a guy, a beggar, who carries the bag of those clubs for him. Beggar Vance is a wordplay to represent Bhagavan, as they say in America. So the guy carrying the bag is Krishna, and the golf player is Arjuna. And the whole movie is the Bhagavad Gita. And he teaches him how everything is in the field. And when he needs to do the hit of the ball with the club, he teaches him the perfect hit is here in the field. And you need to allow it to come through your body. You don't need to do it. You need to allow it to be done through you. So when you are wandering, you're accessing the best that you can do in any moment. When you say, how come I have discovered the best way to do this? Why is everything working in my favor? Ask yourself, I want you to ask yourself right now, why is everything working in my favor? You are not looking for the answer, my friends. You should not put your mind to explain why. That is not your job. Your job is to ask. Universe responds. Life responds. So when you say, why am I so stupid? Universe says, I don't know, but if you say you are, I will demonstrate that you are. And it will then create circumstances to show that you are really stupid. And then you will feel more stupid. And then you will say, I knew it. Why can't I change my stupidity? And the universe says, I don't know why you can't change it, but if you believe that, then we'll make it so. You will not be able to change your stupidity. But if you say, how come I have become so smart so quickly? The universe will again say, I don't know, but what you're saying must be true, because you wouldn't be asking this question if it was not true. So universe says, well, if the soul asks this, it must be true. A soul cannot lie. Soul is perfect. So I need to make circumstances to prove that what is the soul saying is true. You see? Universe is there to assure that what the soul believes is always shown, because the soul cannot lie. So when you say, why does everything flow so easily for me? Your question hides the truth that it is flowing easily for you. Universe has no other option but to make sure it is true, because you as a soul, you cannot lie. When you're wondering, you're at the soul level. And whatever you say in the wonder, universe needs to assure it is manifested. Otherwise, it would collapse. The whole point of the universe is to do what the soul says. And the soul speaks in wonder, in awe, in like, oh, oh, wow, doing that, being surprised. Okay? So, whenever now, I will give you like a homework, and we can do it even now. But for homework, you will write 5 limiting beliefs that cripple you. Whatever that you discover is inside, sort of guiding your life. You will maybe hear it. Oh, this is expensive. There is nothing expensive in this world. Okay? It's just a matter of point of view. You should rise up and you will see there is nothing expensive. So if you say, oh, this is expensive, I cannot afford it. I am incapable of this. This is not for me. I will never reach this. Whatever limiting belief you have, you should write it down. And then for every one negative belief, you need to write 5 positive questions. So for example, this is expensive for me. I cannot afford it. When you realize something like that, you need to write and then feel and say verbally, loudly, 5 questions that you will write. How come I could easily buy this now? Why was I able to afford it suddenly? You have to wonder. Why do I love spending all of that money on that thing? How come I am enjoying paying so much for this thing? So you wonder, why? Why do I suddenly enjoy this? Why is it so easy for me to spend that much money? How come it's not so much money at all? Okay, then take another belief. I struggle with meditation. I'm never gonna be enlightened. I have just shown you how enlightenment looks like. It means to be light. So when you're wondering, it is light. When you say, this is so expensive, it's so heavy, you die. When you say, why do I enjoy spending all of that money? It's light. It's like playful. So if you want to be enlightened, lighten up. That's very, very simple. So your belief is, I'm never going to get enlightened. Then you should say, why? Why did I lighten up so easily? How come I feel so enlightened every day? Why did enlightenment come to me so quickly? Wonder why. Ask your friends, ask your husband, husband, why did enlightenment come to me so quickly? I really didn't expect this. Why do I feel so good? Why do I feel so light? Ask these questions, wonder, and you will see miracles. Because miracles only come from the field, not from the mind. From the mind comes magic. From the field come miracles. It is time to abandon magic. When I say magic, I mean all these struggle things to make something happen by force, by manipulating the laws of physics, by manipulating like alchemy, thoughts, this and that. Go directly to miracle level. Skip this magic. Enough. Thousands of years of trying to make magical things. Make it miraculous. Miracle does not follow the logic of cause and effect. Magic always has to follow some rule, some formula. Miracle comes out of the field of this lightness, of love. Love is a miracle. It's a miracle that anybody loves anyone under the circumstances. So go there where miracle already exists. Wonder and you will see miracles.
Beautiful. That was wonderfully shared, Ivan. That is very beautiful. Thank you so much. So,
Hmm.
friends, we are opening up for questions. So, please feel free to raise your hand or ask questions if you have any. Take this opportunity to ask questions to Ivan. So, before anybody asks questions, Ivan, I have one thing to ask, like if uh, if the subconscious mind is shaped largely by past experiences, so how do we distinguish our authentic desires from desires that were programmed into us?
Hmm. One possibility is through test and failure. And it's a good path as well. You have life. What are you else gonna do? You have many years in the life. Um, but you will see that the desires that were put there exhaust you, anger you at the end. You actually realize you don't want them. And by living this, you will fine-tune your system to know in advance when something is ambition and when something is the calling of the heart. Um, but you can't be given a recipe in advance and never go through pain or never go through failure or never. No. The whole point of living is that it integrates to you through your own mistakes, through your own life, through figuring it out. That's the beauty of it. But if you keep it light, even when you make a mistake, if you laugh at it, if you say, oh, this is not to be done, you will not fall under the failure of it. You will not call it a failure. It will be a success because you will say, ah, I have figured out that this is not to be done. That's great. My God, you know, I learned something. I have figured it out. I have concluded. Great. This is not helpful. And no book can give you that. No teacher just speaking can give you what your experience can give you. The first message in my book called the Inner Compass, it says life has no expectations of you except one thing, to live the consequences of your choices. Because when you do not run away from consequences, when you are ready to live them, you grow because you realize, and realization propels you forward. So, whatever you have chosen to follow, like you've chosen to follow a desire, and there is a consequence to that, live the consequence. Because if you live it, you will not repeat it if it's not good for you. And you will repeat it if it's good for you. So, but if you run away, you don't want to live it, you will keep repeating it. And if it is good for you and you're running away, unfortunately, you will then avoid the joy you could experience in life. So in both ways is bad to avoid it. Consequence is there naturally. If I drop this glass on the floor, it will spill water or maybe even break. I have to live with that consequence if I do it. And then I will know not to do it. I don't want to be cleaning after myself. So when you live like that, life teaches you. Life is the best teacher, better than me, better than anyone. So let's say if I dare call it wisdom in my life or some wisdom that there is, it has come from living life, not from reading books, not from attending workshops. Workshops or being with teachers has provoked me to choose a path, but living the life on that path has given me realizations. Okay? So you cannot avoid that. And you will see that the false desires will filter out, and what will remain is such strong inner guidance that if you do not follow it, it will make you sick. Your body will fall sick when you are not doing what is the calling of life.
Right. Thank you, Ivan, for answering that. Thank you so much. So I see Komal raised hand. So Komal, you have any question? You can unmute yourself and ask.
Hello, sir. Am I
Oh,
audible?
Yes, ma'am.
yes.
Okay, I'll put on my video also. Then it's better. Okay. Hello, sir. It was I could not attend the whole thing. I joined late, but I have a very simple question which you have answered somewhat, but still I'll ask you. Uh, Whenever like I had been meditating for a long time now, but whenever like I'm aware of my thoughts, I know what is, how our subconscious, what our thoughts goes in, and I can see it coming true. But what about the negative thoughts, which keeps coming again and again, and I want to move out of it. So, what is the best way to just come out of that? Though I'm meditating, but especially when it happens for myself, I can do it. But when it happens for my kids, you know, but then, there I fail.
Yes. And you are strongly
And I'm
programmed
and I'm aware and I'm aware of my thoughts at the same
by
time.
upbringing, by the society, by thousands of years of culture where mothers are worrying about their children and
Exactly.
having those. Okay, this might sound harsh, okay? You have the power to stop that with love. And you need to understand that when you worry, you're injuring your child. Do you want to injure your children? Do you want to harm them? Do you?
No, hold on.
No. Why would you harm them? Then ask yourself, do I want to harm my children? No. Your motherly instinct, when you realize that you are harming them, you will stop doing it. Because your love for them will be greater than what you're doing. You see, if I take a piece of metal, okay, and I give it to your hand and I say, please go and push this into the electric socket with your hand, will you do that? Why not?
I'm aware that it is definitely going to, so harmful. So it's
It will
dangerous. It's
electrocute you. Yes,
dangerous.
it's dangerous. You might get shocked
Right.
electrically. So you will not do it because you know the consequence of that.
Mm.
But you do not know the consequence of worrying about your children. the consequence is that you are harming them.
Right.
You're harming yourself. You are putting the thing in the socket with your bare hand, unaware of the danger. It is the awareness preventing you from doing that. So here now you need to be aware that you are harming your children. Oh my God, I don't want to harm my children.
Okay.
So
Wonder.
when this thought comes, you say immediately, delete, 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 3 times.
Okay.
Delete, delete, delete. This is not what I'm going to nurture in my mind. This is not true. Then you will probably, it is an emotional reaction. Okay, I need to answer this on few levels because I don't want to just give you superficial answer and then you deal with it. No, you will have an emotional reaction because worry is not a mental thing. It is an emotional thing. So once you feel it, I want you to breathe with the worry. We cannot get rid of worry by mental process. We want to breathe with it. It is an energy. It is very strong energy. It is actually love perverted. Okay? It is a love going in the wrong expression. It has the power of love in it. Okay? So what you want to realize is that all the things in this universe are just energy. When you break them down into elemental particles, it all comes to the one and same thing. So worry and fear and joy and happiness and love all break down into the same thing. So now when you have the worry, I want you to breathe with it. You will probably put your hand on your chest or your throat or your stomach, and you will keep inhaling, expanding, giving it space, because worry is contraction. You want to do the opposite. You want expansion. So you will inhale and say, hi, worry. I can see you. It's okay. I am with you. You are the spirit. When you are with something, it heals. Your presence with the worry, no fighting worry, not trying to get rid of it, nothing. You be with the worry. You breathe with the worry. You expand the worry. And you relax in the presence of worry. When you're able to relax in the presence of something, it means it cannot harm you. You feel safe. Oh. And as you relax, the worry will keep like expanding. It will no longer be like very contract, like a piece of, let's say, corn kernel, but it will pop like a popcorn. Then it will feel light. It will not be stiff.
Constricted.
Yeah, it will feel light. And then as it becomes neutral, you will ask yourself, into which energy do I want to direct this now? Into which expression? This neutral energy. Worry has become neutral. It is elemental now. And then you say, okay, I want to see joy for my children. I want to see success. I want to see support. I want to feel at ease. And then you say, okay, I am directing this energy into ease, into feeling confident, not worried, confident. So you look for ways to direct it, because worry is just misguided love. So actually you are now guiding it correctly. You are parenting your own emotions. So never abandon it. Never like throw it away. No, no, no. Make it neutral, relax in the presence, and then direct it into what you believe is needed, which is confident, easy, successful, all is working out for them. Everything. And then, then you ask the questions. Why does everything work out so well for my children? You wonder, why? Why do I feel so confident about my children? Why am I always at ease with my children? Why does life support my children at every step? Why are my children so happy? Why are my children so successful? You do not want to make, why is my child such a great doctor? No, 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 no. Why is life so easy for my child? Why do they feel so joyful? You want them to be joyful and fulfilled and successful, not a lawyer or a doctor or something. Who cares what they do? You just want them to have a fulfilled, light, meaningful life. That's what you want for them, right?
Right. Right. Thank you.
If,
So well explained. Oh, sorry,
uh,
please continue.
yeah, if they're healthy, if they're happy, who cares what they do? Who cares who they love? Who cares if they have their own children? Nothing matters. You just want them to be healthy and happy. See them like that. Everything else is irrelevant. We will all die eventually. Doctors or not, we will all die. Having 10 houses or one, we will all die. Who cares? Let's just be healthy and happy and fulfilled. That's all.
That was so beautifully explained, especially how to deal with it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you. It is you. You brought it
Yes.
Thank you.
from the field, yes.
Thank you, Komal ma'am. So, friends, any questions? Please feel free to raise your hand or ask in the chat box. Yes, so I don't see any more questions, Ivan, or anyone raising the hand. So thank you so much, for the wonderful sharing. It was amazing session and it was very beautifully explained. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Great,
Ivan.
great pleasure. Blessings to all. Thank you.
So friends, thank you all for joining us today. And we'll see you all tomorrow at the same time. Until then, have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you, friends. Bye-bye.